Hey guys, and welcome back to another lore zones. This lore zones, I'm gonna go over Gilneas, starting with the lore leading up to WoW expansion Cataclysm. Gilneas is a human kingdom located southwest of Silverpine Forest. The kingdom was first established by the first Erythors and is ruled by King Genn Greymane to this day. Gilneas never supported the second or third war, and afterwards the war, they constructed the Greymane Wall, a massive wall that blocks the northern entrance of Gilneas, and not letting anything in or out. Nobody knew for the reason of this wall being built till the Cataclysm. It was founded for the reasons for this wall being built was a warring curse that swept across the land. The curse took over most of Gilneans to become savage beasts and wreak havoc to any humanity it comes across. I'll do a quick introduction to King Genn Greymane, since he was the one that made a major role of changing Gilneas through the Second War and until the beginning of the Cataclysm. His early ages as king, he was very stubborn and self-righteous, believing he ruled the strongest human nation in the world. His decisions during the Second and Third were of not to be involved, because he believed on helping other human nations will make Gilneas vulnerable, and so he started construction of the Greymane Wall during the Second War. During the Second War, King Genn Greymane disregarded joining the alliance, as Genn did not want to spend the resources, and he believed that his army is capable of defeating this new orc threat if they ever came to Gilneas. He reluctantly joined at the very end, but pulled away from the alliance, since he didn't want to put his resources for orcs that were in two intermittent camps, or to rebuild human nations that got devastated from the orcs, like Stormwind for example. His use of isolationism from the rest of the world was influenced by Devil Prestor, which is Deathwing. Deathwing used this tactic because he knew Gilneas was one of the strongest human nations on Azeroth, and he didn't want them to fight the orcs when the Second War came around. After the Second War, King Genn Greymane started construction of the Greymane Wall, not to allow anything in or out of Gilneas. When a scourge was formed, and with Arvis, his undead army wreaked havoc across Lordaeron, many human nations refuged to the wall and asked for entrance to Gilneas. But King Genn Greymane didn't want to risk for that, and the plague come into his nation, nor have the chance for the scourge to gain entry to Gilneas. Many humans from Lordaeron died right at the wall when the scourge came to the south of the Silverpine Forest. King Greymane consulted his archmage Argyll to unleash a weapon against the scourge, called the worgen. Greymane had known about the worgen since the nation started, because early years of the Gilneans to use naturistic powers, but soon converted their faith into the holy light when other human settlements were established. They learned these naturalistic powers from the Night Elves. This group of Night Elves were called Druids of the Scythe. These Druids worshipped the demigod Goldrin, which gave them powers to become the worgen. With these powers, the Druids who become worgens have lessened their humanity and become more feral and savage in nature and lost themselves to the wilds. Now Argyll has transformed these worgens where they regain their humanity during the day but become worgens at night. You see Argyll in Shadowfang Keep during Vanilla and a World Wrath of Lich King. You also see him in Northrend in the questline in Grizzly Hills. Argyll couldn't control these worgens for long, since he's been experimenting them to become stronger and more resilient. But the cause of this, the worgens broke away from his control and became more savage than ever been. Since he experimented these worgens, the worgens now hold a curse where they can turn any human to a worgen just from a bite. Now, during the Third War, a civil war broken loose in Gilneas. It was led by Darius Crowley, and he disagreed to King Greymane's isolation tactics to the other human settlements who sought aid from being ravaged by the scourge. Crowley was a noble who owned northern province that were outside Gilneas, which were Ambermill and Briarwood Village. Since Darius had led the civil war against the king, his province were locked away from the wall, which were vulnerable to the scourge. Crowley was in prison with his fellow men called the Northgate Rebellion until the beginning of Cataclysm. Now, in Cataclysm, the Greymane Wall has been shattered by earthquake and made Gilneas very vulnerable. With the breach of the wall open, Sylvanas and the Horde seek to invade Gilneas for more control of Lordaeron. Well, Gilneas and Silverpine questline involves with each other, with the Alliance and the Horde fighting for control of Gilneas. I'll keep Silverpine Forest as its own video that will come after this one, but still talk about the Forsaken and with if invading Gilneas. Forsakens took control of the city when the Gilneans were evacuated from it when the worgens struck at it, turning many Gilneans into savage worgens. Many Gilneans escaped to its southern provinces since it is well landlocked and had walls to keep the worgens at bay, but with the cataclysm, the Forsakens could invade by sea since it opens areas to access southern Gilneas. During this time, King Greymane's best alchemist has found a cure for the worgens, where they regain their humanity but still have the form of the worgen. As a player progressing through the zone, you help King Greymane and his son by taking control over Gilneas. With the Gilneans being saved from defeating parts of the Forsaken and getting help from the other nobles, you and other players, and as well the Gilneans, seek to retake the city from the invading Forsakens.
Crowley, you and your elven allies are hereby ordered to serve along the King's army. Cursed or not, you are still bound by Gilnean law.
Does this toad speak for you, Genn? Do you come to our dwelling as a friend, or do you come as a tyrant?
No, old friend. I've come to you as an equal. Impossible!
Aye, Genn. It is not law that binds us. It is something far stronger. My men are ready to give their lives under your command.
It is decided, then. We will unite all Gilneans and drive the Forsaken from our lands. Gilneas will prevail. Gilneas will rise again. No. I'd sooner die than have one of your kind for a king!
With success, you retake the city for a moment of time, while Sylvanas was there with the Forsaken front. King Greymane tried to strike Sylvanas, but was almost poisoned by an arrow that would have killed him in minutes. Unfortunately, his son sacrificed himself in order to save his father and took the arrow, killing him and having Sylvanas to retreat.
Sylvanas! Father! Liam! No!
We did it, Father. We took back our city. We took back
The players soon discovered that Sylvanas wasn't done yet with Gilneas. She ordered her Forsakens to plague all of Gilneas. So with this, you are to escape from the city and evacuate from the help of the Nidos. Leave Gilneas before they will get killed by the plague or the Forsakens. The Gilneas were saved from the Nidos and now seek refuge at Darnassus. While King Greymane thanks the Nidos, he soon joins the Alliance and now deports Stormwind to ask help from King Greymane to retake Gilneas from the Horde. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the zone and its lore. Personally, this is one of my favorite zones in WoW. The art is amazing. The story that was brought into Cataclysm is one of the best sub-stories in the game. I recommend to love as Worgen, and with the Horde Tune level 3 Silver Pine Forest, you will understand the story much better and get a sense of what the conflict is about between Sylvanas and the Gilneans. I'll link all my sources that helped me make this video, and hopefully post a video about Silver Pine Forest soon to pull in some loose ties. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.